Hello, everybody. Welcome to our next in series webinars about applying AI technology to different elements of property management. And for today's webinar, we have a real special topic. We'll be talking about AI agent. Maybe it's a new hype, or maybe it's a new perspective technology. In any ways, the idea is to dive deep into it, try to understand what actual stands behind this new hype words like AI agents, and how this technology can be really implemented inside different property management platform, and what values we can achieve for our customers, users, maybe for employees of using an AI agent. My name is Pavel Filonov. I am an AI expert in Hyper IT company. And let's start with a plan for today's webinar. So, first of all, a short introduction about a company, HiPerAgent. The second, the bird view on the architecture of AI agents, what element actually stands behind them, and what actually elements we need to implement the AI agent maybe for our systems. And actually, I would like to share with you the three separate points of view, how AI agents can be used in real life scenarios. And I hope some of them, maybe the last one, the point of view, will be a little bit of surprising for you. After that, we will go to the examples based on the HiPerWare platform, our AI agent HiPerBot, how it can be useful for platform users to help them navigate through the platform elements and gather information, maybe see some insights in it. And at the end, I will just highlight some main takeaways from today's webinar, and I will be open to questions and answers part. So, speaking about ourselves, the HiPerAgent is a part of VPS Group company. We are specialized for providing different digital solutions for property management on different stages, from planning stage through building to operation. And we hope what our combination of IT and property management and building expertise will help to achieve significant results for our customers, especially for operational part, because speaking about AI agent, I think from today's example, you will see how this technology can be easily implemented and can be valuable for users of property management platform like HiPerWare, for example. What we actually will speaking about. From the bird point of view, the main architecture of AI agent consists of separate parts. First of all, it's user. Usually in these scenarios, users use something like chat interfaces to communicate with the agent. The LLM, it's one of the building blocks of the technology, which help us to interpret the natural language, make some decisions, propose the results, and actually implement the dialogue system with the user. The memory block, usually LLMs have no operational memory. They just remember something they was trained, maybe years of information before. And in AI agent, we need the operational memory. Simple example of this is the chat history. And the important thing here, we need the tools. So when we have only the chatbot, we can ask him, he can answer us something, and he has no interconnection with real world. We can just call this assistant. It will just help us to maybe replace like a search engine for us. But when we provide some kind of tools for these agents and the availability of using these tools for influence the real world, these tools are usually digital, but the platform behind these tools can really influence the real world configuration. That's the step when we going from assistant to AI agent. So not just only answers to our questions AI agents could provide. They can also using tools, apply some configurational changes, gather additional information on the fly from the internet and from different platforms, using some tools for query information from databases or from property management platforms. Actually, the tools, it's like the abstraction for AI agent. Behind the tools can stand real implementation like MCP servers. It's the modern protocol which are widely adopted by different AI agents. Also, classical product APIs, sometimes even just possibility to send some information using the browser. It's also can be used as a tools for these agents. And the center of this, it's usually the software, the glue software, which connects these different parts, memory, LLMs, tools, and user interconnection, and provide all machinery inside this. So this AI agent can be considered as only the core of the element or the whole system together, because without LLMs or without any tools, it will not be some helpful agent for us. But how, yeah, it's the abstract architecture, but how this architecture can be really adapted to real world scenarios. Let me share this three separate point of view, how AI agent can be used, maybe even in your situation. The first point of view, actually AI agent can become your employee. The already implemented and well-known examples, some kinds of librarian for your corporate knowledge base. Yeah, modern corporate knowledge-based solutions provide some kind of search possibility, search functionality, but usually this functionality is way far from Google search like results. And usually we need, in a real world system, we still need some kind of human expertise, just simply asking, I remember we have actually this document. Do you remember where this document actually is? It's a simple question. And the interesting part that AI agent can actually solve this problem. It can be asked using the natural language and provide the results, not only with links, but also some kind of summaries from these documents. And we already have such kind of instruments which can be connected to the world famous search engines, but the important value for corporate usage is a possibility to connect this AI agent, librarian agent, to corporate knowledge base using special technologies like RAG for retrieval and augmented generation. But this scenario, usually the librarian is not the separate role inside the company, but AI agent can easily fill it without any additional headcount. Some more example. In property management, we also dealing with a lot of documents. Incoming documents, outgoing documents. Usually for incoming documents like energy bills, we need to use some systems to put in all the elements. Yes, sometimes we already have out of the box interconnections and import-export functionality, but usually this not work for 100%. It usually can be used only with specific formats and documents, but using modern optical recognition technology and the context and some kind of understanding what actually, for example, this energy bill or this contract should consist of, AI agent can do this kind of first line of document processing. Just getting the document, maybe from email, from any other incoming sources, process, gather information, extract the most important parts from this whole document. For example, sometimes it's not really an easy task when we speak not about just the 2 or 3 page energy bill, but speaking about extracting the important information from the contract with thousands or maybe even hundreds of pages, and automatically put them into your internal document processing system, maybe even this knowledge base. So this information about new process document can be used by another agent like the librarian. And if you're if you're dealing with a lot amount of this document processing functionality, I think the AI agent could also fulfill this role for you. Maybe it will not automate it by 100%. Some simple actions still could be or should be done by a human being. For example, the validation process. Maybe it's still a good idea to leave this last step of manual validation to the human. But all this input, output, extraction, searching, translation stuff, it's a really simple task for modern AI agent if they have interconnection with your document processing system, so all information could be easily uploaded after being extracted from the input document. The third bullet, AI agent could be some kind of software engineer for modern time. Because actually modern software engineers using a lot of AI assistants and AI agents to speed up the work process. And this is most important, for example, dealing with topics of domains of when specific software engineer have not a lot of expertise with. From my personal experience, when I solving some kind of software engineer problem in well-known domain for me, the AI agents can provide some of speed up effect, but not such significant, maybe for 20 or 30% speed up. But when I'm dealing with some kind of software engineer's task from unknown domain for me, for example, dealing with a new programming language, new API, new technology, in classical old way scenario, usually I should allocate some of my time reading the documentation, understanding the examples, dive deep into it, try to doing little step-by-step solutions for this new domain. But with AI agent, I can significantly speed up this part and actually sometimes skip this documentation reading, step-by-step tutorials, and just ask to provide the baseline solution for my specific task. And after that, maybe still leaving this human validation step, I can just fix a little bit and came out with a working solution which actually solved my task. And in such situation, I think sometimes efficiency improvement can achieve even 10x result for a new domain topics. I hope everybody can also add some bullets here and remember some roles or some tasks with using modern LLMs and tooling integration can be easily fully automated or efficiency improvements with speed up effect here. And this usually the inner story when we filling some of the roles or automate some of the work using AI agent as our virtual employee inside the company. The funny thing here, when we speak about employees, usually they ask for some kind of salary for their time. And here, if we connecting to LLMs using paid subscriptions for cloud-based LLMs, they also ask for some kind of salary, usually based not on the time they spend on your tasks, but based on the amount of input and output data for it. And I think it's here the funny part what even this AI agent as a virtual employees actually will ask for some kind of salary, but the idea here is this salary I hope in future should be significantly decreased and should be less than paying for the same tasks which can be made by the humans. Let's take a look on the another point of view. When we provide enhancements for our product APIs to improve our user experience using the AI agents. And real world scenarios here, I think the most known will be the customer communication. And we can actually split this communication into different forms. First of all is the customer support. Customer has some kind of problem, he needs assistant, he just asks using some kind of chatbot interface, and maybe your employee, maybe your virtual employee will actually make this communication fast and useful for customers to provide the information, to help with something, and it's the first part of the story. The second part, actually, then AI agents start the communication by sending the emails, starting maybe chat conversation with possible customers for you. And here we can see in modern life some products and services which provide virtual sales managers. The AI agents actually using the communication instruments can try to fulfill also this role, try to make the possible customers familiar with your product, with your service, communicate about some discounts and so on. It's actually the part we already see a lot. The other part of how AI agents can improve your user experience is to provide this actually chat interface in your product. It can be just integrated, usually this little button on the right lower corner of your website. Just press this button and the chat will appear, and you can ask any question about the current context or all product. And sometimes when we're speaking about the large product with a lot of user interface tools and elements, a lot of dashboards, and a lot of functionality, not every user actually even knew it was built in a platform. Just asking the simple question using the natural language can actually provide this additional user experience, not dealing with the large user interfaces of large products, but just try to solve the specific problem the user have in current moment. Asking about the solution, how to solve this, how to find this information in his own language, and the AI agent usually using the knowledge base, the documentation, with integration with the platform, can provide not only the information about from knowledge base, but actually can do this configuration for a user in much simpler manner than this can be done doing a lot of mouse clicking and adjusting different settings for a large functionality of your product. So I think a lot of modern platforms should consider this idea of how the user experience can be improved by introduction of this new idea of integrated chat interface with AI agents standing actually behind those chat with real integration with the platform. And the last, but not the least, point of view about possible interconnection with the AI agent is maybe we should start to consider AI agent as our possible clients and our users. So because usually our real life users sometimes they don't actually need this a lot of functionality of a product. They just need to solve their tasks. And actually it's become more and more common than somebody faced with a problem or with some task. The first of all idea will be just to go to some chatbot, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, you name it, and ask how to solve this problem. And maybe in some situation, this modern AI agent, which are run on the client side, can also do some kind of automated actions and connect with another platforms and other products. For example, it's widely adopted functionality to connect with search engine systems. And modern search engines, they usually provide the special interface not only for users, which are usually the websites, but also for automation and also for an AI agent. So maybe in nearest future, actually, the AI agent became our clients, our customers and users. And from this point of view, a lot of product actually need to start the process of implementing agent-ready interfaces for their products. One of those interfaces already mentions MCP, Model Context Protocol, but actually the modern agents can also use the classical APIs, just REST APIs and the different elements. Some of them can even integrate with the browser and try to use the browser UI as the instrument of communication, but it's actually, I think, the worst scenario for AI agent, because those interfaces, the websites, they designed and implemented for humans and not for robots. So if you if you would like, when your product will be widely adopted among AI agents, you should definitely consider providing the specific interface for them. But this true, then those are already your clients. What about potential customers? It's also widely used today when somebody needs a product, needs a service. He can just ask some kind of chat GPT, can you just take a look on this company website, try to crawl information and make some summaries for me, what service they provide, what the quality of the service, what the pricing strategy. And usually our landing pages is also designed and implemented to be used by human beings. They use a lot of visualization, animation, high quality images, and so on. But interesting part here that for AI agent, the most important and informational part will be the text in simple format. So the HTML is also not a good idea to provide those kind of results. And there is a lot of actually the crawling companies which provide this additional interface. They use their engine to crawl your website, to render it, maybe to simplify a little bit, and after that provide the actual results, the outlines, just in simple text, maybe with simple markdown support to the AI agent. But if this is our landing site, and for us it is important what This information can be easily extracted and used for decision making, not only by humans, but also by a AI agent. I think it's also possible steps to provide some additional links, URLs, or way to harvest our information in compact format, which can be easily used by agents to make a decision for a customer. Should the customer actually pay for this service or another one? And actually, this idea of product comparison and suggestion making using deep research functionality of some of modern chat interfaces, this deep research actually runs the AI agent. Sometimes it took thousands of minutes, and during this timeline, the AI agent communicates a lot with the search engines, communicate with the crawling services to read the information on landing pages, on sites, maybe on review pages, on review services, gather all this information together and provide his user with some kind of product comparison tables and make the suggestion what actual products or service will fulfill the user needs. And it's if we want our products and our services to be high rated in those comparisons, we actually also need to provide some type of agents, interconnection systems, which can be easily used here. So this was ideas of how actually AI agent can influence different products and systems. And let's take a look on the quick example from the HiPerWare platform. We have this classical UI functionality dealing with the gathering information about the system, the sensors data, the documentations data, the photos data, connect them with the BPM scheme, what part of equipment this can be described, but what subset of variables and so on. And usually for large objects, it's become a lot of information. And for users, it's an additional effort. Try to make this information easily used, for example, by building these dashboards. And it's one way of communication with the system, try to understand what actually the state of, for example, our property, what the energy consumption, what's the gun consumption, what current temperature, maybe what problems do we have, and the other stuff. And another way to take a look on the same data is to provide it with a actually more simple way chatbot interface. And here I have some recorded example of our HiPerBot system. We can ask any question about the current state of the platform, for example, the outdoor temperature for today, and the AI agent using tooling communicate with platform, gather data, what are the status of the heat pumps, and usually heat pumps can be described by the different parameters, for example, the current phases here. What are our gas consumption for the last months? Actually, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think it will cost a lot. Some information about the whole system, what different temperature do we actually measure, and the system provides a long list of different temperature values and the only temperatures, because actually the system also consists of a lot of different variables. And this way we have a single interface to actually solve a lot of our users' problems and tasks just by asking in your national language. Here I have examples in English, but also you can use German, and our HiPerBot will immediately switch to a German or a Spanish, or actually it's thousands of different languages which HiPerBot supports, because he uses the large language models which support those languages. And even if your documentation is only in one language, actually HiPerBot can translate it to you, so it can be easily used by a lot of our users. So here the idea how the AI agent can be actually the part of a product, the part of user experience enhancement here, uh, providing the different information, actually not providing the all information in one place in a time, but giving the specific answers, the correct answers to specific questions which our user have just for today, just for now. So at the end, let's highlight some main takeaways from today's webinar. AI agents in the future can be maybe your employees, maybe they can enhance your product UI, sometimes maybe even replace them. And maybe AI agent can even become your clients, which they will actually pay for your services, which your platform will provide. A lot of modern platforms already offer this chatbot interfaces, and I think it will be the mainstream for many years in the future, because actually people just like the simple chatbot interfaces and to interact with the robots using the natural language and not by a lot of mouse clicking. And if you want to join this interesting world of the future, I think you should consider using the platform which already have built-in AI agent to help you manage your property, provide your clients with more accurate data and the only data they actually need to fulfill their tasks. And also you should consider to adapt your websites, your platform, maybe your API if you provide any of them, so they can be easily used by the modern and future AI agents. It was the main takeaways for today, and I think I will be glad to answer some of your questions considering AI agents, the today topic, or maybe you have some questions from our previous webinar ideas. So please feel free to use the chat to ask them. I will just wait maybe for a minute or two for possible questions. And also the recording of this session will be available on a LinkedIn site of a company. So please feel free to leave any comments and maybe ask your questions there, so we can dive deep into discussion about possible ideas and implementation. Here I see some questions from the chat. How to minimize hallucinations of AI agent used in public LLMs? That's really a good and a tricky question. I think the hallucination problem actually will be solved by the vendors. For example, the Perplexity already have some kind of additional layer to provide not some kind of hallucination or a lot of generation text, but try to provide the specific links on the ground truth documents to fulfill your query. I can even make your question more wide because after hallucination, we actually can face the next problem of large language model, and this problem will be omitting. Because, for example, in your documentation, you have 10 bullets, the checkpoints which should be checked in every situation. And when you ask the chatbot to provide this checklist, in some situation, LLMs can just omit a few bullets from it. So it's not hallucination. It's not an actual mistake, but it's not a full information provided. So I think the hallucination actually the problem which will be solved by the vendors of these LLMs, and some elements of prompt engineering also can be applied to this problem. And the next problem we will be dealing with is omitting information from the documents. And it's also the reason of some airplane incident. Actually, I have no information about it. Maybe we can discuss after it on above this recording on LinkedIn, because right now I have no information about this kind of incident. Thank you. Thank you for your questions. So I think we've done a lot for today, and actually this deep dive into the AI agent world for some of you may be just begun, and definitely we will meet each other there on our next webinars, because it was only the first webinar specifically concentrated on AI agents topic, but I am sure we'll provide much more information about the new achievement in our products and also the achievements from the companies of applying AI agents to not only property management, but to different kinds of situation. Thank you very much for your participation in this webinar, and wish you the best of luck. See you. Bye.